The first time I stepped into a prison, there were over 200 young men in there. And I got to tell you, when I looked around and I saw all these guards and they had pepper spray and they had these cannons on their legs, I just thought, this is crazy. The way the young men were looking was very frightening. The stares they gave, the intimidating looks, the comments when they're talking to each other. Some were throwing up gang signs. I just thought, this is not for me. I had this conversation with God. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. I don't think, and all I could remember God saying was, be bold. My name is Rosalinda P. Vent. I graduated in 2003. I grew up in the foster care system for many years. I was both physically, sexually, and emotionally abused. But by the grace of God, when I ended up at my last foster home, my parents were Christians, very strong Christians. And that's where a lot of the healing in the foster care system took place, through their love and demonstration of Jesus Christ and their unconditional love. As a young adult, my foster mother always said that I had a call in my life and that she didn't know what it was, but there was something that I was supposed to do to reach others that had been abused. I'm the president of Women of Substance, Men of Honor, a nonprofit organization reaching out to the youth that are incarcerated and emancipated foster children. Basically, what we do is we go into 5 prisons here in the state of California and we share the love of Jesus Christ. Not so much by talking, but by witnessing. We provide pre-parole classes and post-parole classes when the youth come out, and they're ages 12 to 24. Out of the 73 youth that we've actually helped, only 4 have returned to incarceration. The others have been successful, either going to college, obtaining employment, or working through their issues coming out of foster care. The reason why I enjoy going into prisons is you see the miracles of God. You see miracles, God working. And I remember walking in to the chapel service on a Tuesday night to teach a Bible class. There were 55 youth. One of the females sat in the front row, and as I walked in, she gave me this stare. And I thought, is she punching toward me? This individual was a Satanist, and she knew that the Spirit of God had come with me. And she sat in the front pew the whole time, how she was going to get me. So after it was over, I immediately ran to the back of the chapel before they leave, because they're escorted out, and I said, you know, I'm not sure what this whole thing is about, but I am sure that God called me for you. And I'm going to be here for you. And when you leave here, I'm going to be here for you. And when I go home to glory with God, Jesus is going to be here for you. And that kid stood there and just looked at me and walked out. 9 years later, to this day, she remembers that. And she's very successful. She's married. She's a mom. She turned away from all the satanic rituals and worshiping. She's an on-fire Christian, and said that no one had ever stood by her. And knowing that this person now can believe in themselves and they can see the God that I serve. You know, not who I'm preaching at him, but they can see the God that I serve. And that's what makes it all worthwhile.